In today's world, where food safety is a top concern, clean and quality eggs have become a major priority for shoppers. But did you know that every clean egg on the shelf has gone through a highly strict and controlled production process? Today, let's take a behind-the-scenes tour of a clean egg production facility to see how it all works. Egg production facilities are usually located far from residential areas to avoid contamination and to provide a spacious, clean environment for chickens to grow. Most operations follow a closed-loop model, meaning everything, from raising hens, collecting eggs, to processing, packaging, and distribution, is done in-house. The facility is divided into clearly separated zones: areas for baby chicks, for laying hens, egg processing zones, cold storage, packing areas, and warehouses. Each area is carefully designed to suit the specific needs of the chickens. For example, chicks require warm temperatures and special care to grow healthy, while laying hens need open, well-ventilated spaces to lay eggs consistently. On average, a hen lays 1 egg per day. So with thousands of hens, these factories can collect tens of thousands of eggs daily. After being cleaned, inspected, and sorted, the eggs are packed and transported in refrigerated trucks to distributors, supermarkets, or retailers. Because of the need for high volume and high standard production, almost every step is automated and streamlined. For example, automated feeding and watering systems with smart sensors deliver precise amounts of food and water depending on each hen's growth stage. Egg collection systems automatically guide the eggs through a chute toward the processing area right after they're laid. Egg cleaning systems use light water sprays and UV light to remove dirt, shell particles, and kill bacteria. Egg coding machines label each egg with a traceable code for origin and batch tracking. Some factories even use automated coop cleaners, like washing robots, to clean feeding areas and keep hygiene standards high. The basic process of clean egg production works like this. First, hens are fed and watered automatically. After they lay eggs, the eggs roll gently into collection trays. From there, eggs are moved to the processing zone, where they are washed, and cracked or misshapen eggs are removed. Then comes sorting, followed by packaging. Every step is part of a seamless system, supervised by staff to ensure consistent quality in every egg. So, what makes an egg standard grade and ready for market? A qualified egg must have a clean, unbroken shell around, vibrant yolk thick, jelly-like white, be stored at a temperature of 15 degrees Celsius. Once eggs pass this rigorous inspection, they're tagged with traceability labels and sent to market, safe, nutritious, and ready for consumer trust. It's not just about machines and automation, the environment also plays a huge role in producing high-quality eggs. Chicken coops must be clean and breezy to reduce stress and keep egg production consistent. Lighting should be balanced, not too bright, to match the hen's natural biological cycles. Feed must be nutritious, hygienic, and free from banned substances, with a verified origin. Today, clean eggs aren't just a staple at local markets, they're also exported internationally. These eggs aren't just a nutritious food source, they also represent high economic value, offering steady income for thousands of farms every year. Behind every clean, high-quality egg, a common sight in homes across the world, is an entire, carefully coordinated process, from raising and caring for the chickens, to inspecting and ensuring the safety and nutritional value of every egg. Clean eggs have become a symbol of quality and progress in today's modern agriculture industry.
Dear God, please let me catch this fish.
Alaska is considered one of the world's largest seafood hubs, with year-round fishing activities. Among the many techniques used in these waters, longline fishing stands out as one of the most traditional and effective, especially for catching large bottom-dwelling species like the giant halibut. Today, join us aboard real fishing vessels in Alaska as we witness how local fishermen manage to haul in over half a ton of fish in just a single day. Longline fishing in Alaska is a vital part of the state's commercial fishing industry. It targets high-value species such as halibut, black cod, Pacific cod, and rockfish. This method is practiced all year round across Alaskan waters and is known for its high efficiency and selectivity. So how exactly does longline fishing work? Let's dive in. Longline fishing is a commercial fishing method that uses hundreds, even thousands of baited hooks suspended along a single line that can stretch 50 to 100 kilometers in length. Unlike rod and reel fishing, this method requires a much longer wait, with fish often being hauled in hours or even days later. The bait typically consists of fish like herring, squid, or pollock, which are attached to each hook and lowered into the water. These hooks trail slowly behind the fishing vessel, drifting near the ocean floor to attract bottom-dwelling species. To help track and recover the line, floating buoys are attached roughly every 50 meters. After letting the line sit for a few hours, fishermen begin retrieving it, often revealing surprisingly massive catches. witnessing these fishermen haul in a giant halibut, a premium fish species with high demand both domestically and internationally. Halibut typically dwell near the seafloor in coastal and offshore waters, and they're easily attracted to baited hooks. As you can see, longline fishing proves highly effective. In just one day, a single fishing vessel can harvest dozens of giant halibut. Each halibut is processed on the spot. The fishermen gut the fish and store them in onboard freezers to preserve freshness and quality immediately after the catch. In addition to targeting halibut, Alaskan fishermen also catch large quantities of cod using longline fishing, especially black cod, which are prized for their size and rich flavor. This species holds significant export value and contributes substantially to Alaska's seafood export industry. Many large fishing vessels are even equipped with onboard processing lines to ensure top-quality handling for export. A major portion of Alaska's longline catch is exported, with key markets including Japan, China, and Europe. Longline fishing is so prevalent in Alaska that local fishermen have established the Alaska Longline Fishermen's Association. This organization was created to promote sustainable fishing practices and also advocates for job creation for both fishermen and association members. In recent years, the longline fishing industry has contributed billions of dollars to Alaska's economy, generating thousands of jobs in fishing, processing, and related sectors. For many Alaskan communities, especially indigenous groups, fishing is more than just a livelihood. It's a way of life, helping preserve cultural traditions and support long-term survival. To ensure sustainability, Alaska's longline fishery employs bycatch reduction tools such as circle hooks and longer main lines to minimize interaction with non-target species like seabirds and sharks. The gear is also designed to minimize disturbance to the seafloor, especially in sensitive habitats such as coral reefs and sponge beds. Additionally, fishing areas are rotated regularly to allow fish populations time to recover. Today, longline fishing is widely practiced in commercial fisheries around the world, targeting a variety of marine species. However, alongside large-scale harvests, there's an increasing need to protect fish populations, ensuring that longline fishing remains a viable industry for the future. Have you ever seen fishermen using helicopters to catch fish out at sea? Sounds unbelievable, right? But it's true in certain parts of Europe and the US. Some commercial fishing vessels are now using advanced technology and helicopters to help them catch massive numbers of bluefin tuna more efficiently than ever before. So, right now, let's dive in and explore how fishermen are using helicopters in the high-stakes world of bluefin tuna fishing. The use of helicopters for bluefin tuna fishing takes place in parts of the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. Although this practice is restricted in many territorial waters, it's still commonly used in some U.S. states due to its high efficiency. Commercial fishing vessels will hire helicopters to work alongside them during offshore trips, with the main task of spotting schools of bluefin tuna from the air. Because tuna is a highly valued and widely consumed fish around the world, the use of expensive helicopters is considered cost-effective for commercial purse-seine tuna fishing operations. Helicopters are extremely useful in spotting tuna because these fish often travel in large schools while feeding. Typically, the helicopter takes off early in the morning and spends several hours in the air before landing back on the vessel overnight. The most commonly used helicopters for this type of fishing are the R-22, Bell 206, and MD-500. While airborne, the pilot and observer use the helicopter's speed and altitude to scan for signs of tuna schools. Once a school is located, the observers assess whether it's large enough to justify a catch. If it is, the pilot immediately radios the fishing vessel, directing it to the coordinates where the tuna were spotted. Today, these vessels are equipped with GPS systems that sync with the helicopter's GPS, allowing them to navigate quickly and accurately to the target location. At this point, the fishing vessels spring into action. You'll often see small boats equipped with large nets surrounding the school of tuna, while the helicopter continues to coordinate from above, helping to herd the fish and prevent them from escaping the net until it's fully closed. Once the net is sealed, the main vessel activates its advanced equipment to begin hauling it in, and the tuna harvesting process begins. One by one, the fish are brought out of the ocean and stored in specialized compartments chilled to around -3 degrees Celsius. At this temperature, the tuna die almost instantly, but their freshness is preserved for maximum quality. Most commercial tuna vessels can hold up to 1,000 tons of catch, and typically won't return to port until the storage holds are completely full. These fishing trips usually last anywhere from 2 weeks to over 2 months, depending on the haul size. However, flying over open waters comes with many challenges. Helicopter crews must spend long periods away from home, often living in harsh offshore conditions for months at a time. Taking off and landing on a moving platform at sea presents serious risks, ones that many pilots may have never encountered before. Rough waves and small landing pads make landing on vessels extremely difficult. On top of that, operating in a marine environment puts stress on the aircraft itself. Salt water, humidity, and constant movement can cause equipment to malfunction. That's why helicopters must undergo frequent maintenance. Typically, each helicopter logs 250 to 300 flight hours during a single offshore fishing trip, making routine inspections and upkeep critical to prevent unexpected failures. With such high costs, Many people might wonder, why not just use drones instead of helicopters to save money? While drones are certainly convenient, they can't operate for extended hours over the open ocean. Even more limiting is their restricted range from control equipment, making them unsuitable for covering large areas. Because of these limitations, drones are rarely used in commercial fishing operations. Instead, they're mostly used for sport and recreational fishing, where range and endurance are less critical. In commercial tuna fishing, the use of helicopters has proven to be relatively effective. It helps reduce the time and fuel spent locating tuna schools, and allows for more targeted fishing, minimizing bycatch. This increases the success rate of each trip and improves overall profitability. However, this method is not without controversy. Helicopter operations come with high costs, including maintenance, equipment, and crew salaries. And because of their efficiency, there's also the risk of overfishing, which can place unsustainable pressure on tuna populations. Due to these concerns, regions that allow the use of helicopters for tuna fishing are required to operate under strict quotas to help prevent overexploitation. After being caught, bluefin tuna are transported to processing plants, where they are turned into fresh meat products or canned tuna for the consumer market. In addition, a large portion of the bluefin tuna harvested and processed in the U.S. is exported to Asian markets. Currently, the largest consumer of bluefin tuna in the world is Japan. Due to the high demand, the country imports thousands of tons of frozen or whole tuna every year. The fish is mainly prepared as traditional Japanese dishes like sushi and sashimi. For a long time, the Japanese have been known for their love of tuna. In fact, Japan is considered the world's largest consumer of tuna, with over 450,000 tons consumed annually. Bluefin tuna, especially the massive ones weighing over 100 kilograms, are particularly prized in Japanese cuisine. However, tuna meat is highly sensitive. Its color and flavor can change easily due to the long process of fishing and transportation. So how do the Japanese manage to keep thousands of bluefin tuna fresh to meet their culinary demands? Let's find out right now. In recent years, Japan has adopted cutting-edge technology to freeze tuna while still preserving its freshness, a method often referred to as Royal-style freezing. When a large bluefin tuna is caught, the crew on board immediately processes the fish and freezes it at -60 degrees Celsius. At this ultra-low temperature, protein degradation and fat oxidation are almost completely halted, and microbial activity is essentially stopped. This allows the tuna to remain fresh and flavorful, even during long-distance transportation. So how exactly is the freezing and processing of thousands of tons of tuna carried out? It all begins with commercial fishing vessels heading out into the Pacific Ocean to harvest tuna. most widely used method by Japanese fishermen for catching tuna is longline fishing, a technique highly effective for catching bluefin, yellowfin, and big-eye tuna. This method also forms the foundation of Japan's commercial tuna fishing industry. Large fishing vessels are fully equipped with onboard facilities and gear to support extended trips, which can sometimes last for weeks at a time. These vessels deploy long fishing lines that can cover vast areas of open ocean. The lines are made from durable materials designed to withstand strong tension and harsh marine conditions. A single long line may contain multiple branch lines, spaced 30 to 50 meters apart, with each one attached to a baited hook. The long lines are slowly released from the vessel, allowing the baited hooks to spread across a wide area to increase the chances of attracting tuna. After several hours, the crew activates mechanical equipment to haul the lines back onto the vessel. Tuna that have taken the bait are brought aboard and immediately processed, as their meat can spoil quickly if not handled right away. On board, the crew removes the blood, internal organs, and gills to reduce bacterial growth and help preserve the quality of the tuna meat. The fish are then cleaned and placed into rapid freezing compartments on the ship, kept at extremely low temperatures of around -60 degrees Celsius, where they remain until the vessel returns to port. Tuna caught at sea are stored in the vessel's freezers, with each large ship capable of holding up to 300 tons of frozen tuna. When the fishing vessels return to port after months at sea, cranes are used to lift each tuna off the ship and unload them onto the dock. Here, the tuna are sorted by species and size. The most critical task at this stage is to sort the frozen tuna quickly and carefully to prevent them from thawing. Once sorted, the tuna are loaded onto trucks at the port and transported to ultra-low temperature storage facilities, where the temperature is maintained at -70 degrees Celsius. When the tuna arrive at the processing plants, skilled artisans handle them with speed and precision. These are all wild-caught bluefin tuna, each weighing over 200 kilograms. Using tools like bandsaws, the workers carefully process each cut of meat to meet specific customer demands. Frozen tuna is extremely difficult to handle. First, when moving the fish, improper handling can damage the meat and lower its quality. To transport a bluefin tuna weighing over 100 kilograms, workers are only allowed to touch the gill area, taking great care not to bruise or tear the flesh. Additionally, even a slight increase in temperature can cause the meat to soften and lose freshness. That's why the entire process must be carried out quickly, and the processing plant is kept at a consistently low temperature throughout. Once cut into blocks, the frozen tuna meat is packed and distributed to consumer markets. Processed tuna is delivered to restaurants and large retail chains across Japan. If you live in Japan, You can easily find packaged tuna products in grocery stores and supermarkets. Today, the production of bluefin and yellowfin tuna continues to increase year by year. While much of it is used for canned goods and other processed products, the rise of ultra-freezing technology has made it possible for this tuna to be served as sashimi or sushi stock, two of the most beloved dishes in Japanese cuisine.